Hello, welcome back to Mart's garage. I want to take that screw out of there. I believe it's a Phillips. Now on this one you can see the screw sticking down below, so I thought I would try to remove it, but I'll show you a technique I have tried before, but I'll try it again and see if it works, and if it does I'll show you as a bit of a top tip. I can't be more honest than that, it might not work. So I'm going to put these grips on underneath. I'm going to try a tightening motion first. Right, that's in. Right, let's try an undoing motion then. Oh, it is going. It's gone actually. Yeah, okay. I should have just gone for the undoing motion. That worked okay, I think. It's just a earth point for the lights and things. That can all be cleaned up and reused. Okay, good. Well, yeah, I've done that a couple of times with a self tapper. If you can grab hold the other side of it and turn it with some grips as you're trying to undo it, you stand a better chance of undoing it. I overdid the trying to tighten it first bit. Then when I went and tried to undo it, it did come undone. There you go, top tip from Mart. What do you reckon the chances are of undoing that one there? Not very good, I would imagine. Well, I'm a little bit surprised, but I don't know if you can see it through the gap there. Just put a pair of mole grips on the nut. It actually came undone. I didn't even clean up the thread, you know, that was sticking out the other side. $11mm socket, 7/16. I could replace all this, and I haven't quite made my mind up yet exactly what I want to do. This is more of a cosmetic thing. Structurally, I believe it's okay. Yeah, I don't feel like disturbing that. Although I don't like it, I don't hate it enough to want to rework it. That's the criteria. Do you hate it enough to want to change it? I've just noticed that data plate is screwed on. So if I did end up changing this, I could just screw it onto the other piece, couldn't I? Maybe best not mention that. Best not mention that. Righto, so that was easier than I thought. I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Hello. I just used that same technique as I used on that bolt there. So I've took the data plate off there. I know some people might be sensitive about tampering with these things, but it was screwed on, so it can be unscrewed. I can clean all this up and it can be reattached afterwards. All the numbers that are on that plate are on the registration document, so it will all match afterwards. I don't plan on changing this piece of metal here. I've been looking at it and there's serious rust down there, but what I'm thinking of doing is kind of, imagine this out of the way, I'll make a cut across here and I'll make a cut up here and then I'll make a cut across about here. I'll make a cut here. So this area here will be replaced from the donor panel. So this is the donor panel. It isn't actually rusted out along there. There's a little bit of rust there, or well, there's a hole there. You can imagine that piece there, which has got like the end of the thing running out. I can probably cut, you know, from there or there and weld it in. So I can use this as a donor panel for that, and then this whole thing will be welded in. I might change my mind yet, actually, and just put this in and then reattach the data plate to there, because, oh, actually it's in a slightly different place on this one, but it is the same data plate fixings there, look. So I could put the data plate back onto here. There's nothing illegal about this, I just hasten to add. It might be in some countries, in some areas, but not here. I mean, I've already cut a repair piece from here that I was going to put there, but you know, it's so difficult to decide exactly what to do. I've got this piece, you see. But I could weld this back onto there just as easily as I could weld it onto there. This here is much better than this, rather much more correct looking than this. But do I want to interfere with that? I just don't know, to be honest. Anyway, any road up, those are the pieces I've got. This is what the original piece looks like. The data plate has been removed successfully without damaging it, so it could be reaffixed onto there if need be. The more I go into this, I somehow regret not being a little bit more adventurous and trying to just put the whole complete quarter piece on, the front quarter on. But I was always trying to break it down into sort of bite-sized chunks. Okay, let's just have a simple little look at this then. Okay, I might not have done it the most efficient way, but as long as I do it and I get it done, that's all right. It's a one-off. I'm not doing 50 of these. If you were doing a large number of them, you would want to find the most efficient way. No, I'm doing one, so it doesn't matter if it's a bit inefficient. It doesn't matter. It'll get done. So that's my thinking. Okay, righto. Just planning out the next phase of the job. I will bring you back when I've made some more progress. I did all that studying of this area here, and for some reason, I don't know why, but I took a grinder and started attacking this here. I'm probably going to change this bit. I'm trying to get this piece off because under here are the serial numbers of the vehicle, and I'd like to have those back on show if possible. I just want to get rid of this and do it again my own way. So I've cut a slot there, and then I got a chisel under there, lifted that piece and got that out. So I'll continue like that, just sort of a little bit of exploratory, and see what I'm left with. Because what I realised that this piece here is damaged like it was on the other side when I made that piece to go round. So I'd like to replace that if I can. I've just started doing that. I'll bring you back when there's more to show. I've removed all the pieces of metal from on here. Cut them all up into smaller pieces. It's pretty thick stuff, to be honest. It was hard to get it off there. Yeah, this suspension top isn't too good. But you have to remember there's a very thick piece of metal here which comes up and over. All this is just thin sheet metal. This area here isn't great, so I'll be happy to let a piece into there, similar to how I did on the other side. I have exposed the original surface there, and you can see the serial number there. which I hope matches the plate. Yeah, that matches. Yeah, what you don't want to do is uncover a ringer from years ago. Okay, I've made a cut down there. This is very, very strong, this piece. I've made a cut down there. I've got a good mind to just cut everything out, cut it all out. So this is coming out. This is coming out to here. This is coming out. So the only question is where to stop taking it out. So I think I'll cut this away, but sort of stop maybe around about here. Leave that piece in, and then cut across here and up by the side of this line here. Leave this, and then so get that, this, and this in, and then just put that piece down there. Yeah, I think that'll work. Well, it'll have to, won't it? Okay, righto. I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Or in this case, less to show. Right, that piece is cut out. Leaving that. This is a lot more flexible now, look. But this was the area I was bothered about here. And the piece that was sticking up, I just grabbed hold of it and just bent it backwards and forwards, and it just broke off. So I've got to work out exactly how to do the splice. Oh no, I think I've ballsed it up already. Oh, hang on. Oh no, that piece is there, isn't it? Okay. Righto. Unfortunately, I've already cut this into two pieces, so that's got to go like that. I've got to weld a piece. Got to weld a piece on there, like that, same as I did on the other side. And I've got to get this off as well. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that without damaging it. Back in a bit. Just cut down there. I checked that, it's 48mm from the middle of there to the middle of there, which is about what I measured before, 1 7/8-ish, something like that. You can see where they've... I mean, this wasn't too bad a job, to be honest, that they did here. Just that I've got, you know, a nicer looking patch panel, so I'll kind of try and put that in. There we go. Right, I've got to get that piece off there. Looks like there's welds there. And I need that line there. So what I'll do, I'll get my ruler, put it on there, and then draw a line parallel. Then I know the edge of my metal has to be a ruler's width away from my mark. Okay, righto, back in a bit. I found that when you're dealing with like a thicker piece of metal as the base material, this method works quite well for getting the spot welds off. And that is, you get your drill. I just go with it in with a 1/4 inch drill like that. Then I've got this little end mill. Once you've established a circle with that, you know, up to the diameter, you can carefully get that. You can carefully get this end mill located, and then just open it up like that. So I'm hoping that this will just chisel off now. That was really easy, worked really well. Where I was able to, there was 2 spot welds there and I didn't see that. So just a very light grind now and that'll be okay. I didn't do that thing with my ruler, but I've got an edge there that I can just scribe a line parallel to. Note to self, this is the ruler I use, the one with a crack in it. Because if I use a different ruler, it'd be a different width, won't it? Okay, I'm going to grind that. I'm going to look at this. I think I need to cut a bit more off here to take a few more welds out. And I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Okay, back in a bit. Hello. I've just removed this from that patch panel, and I did it without damaging it, which is amazing. Not that I think it might be any good. It might be alright, but I don't know. But what I did, I went in with a grinder down there and cut the heads off the screws just by kind of working away at them till they just came off. That left me with the screws there. And what I'd previously done, I'd already cut them off flush at the back. And I've just warmed them up with this little blowtorch. And now they are able to unscrew. If you have a lot of it sticking out through, you've got very little chance of it unscrewing because you're trying to pull the rusty threads through the hole. But if you cut off the bit that was sticking out the back, you're in with a better chance. So I managed to get those out successfully. So that's, you know, good, isn't it? This one wasn't too bad. It's gone a bit tight now. Oh, it has gone tight actually. See, it's moving there, look. Yeah, it's going. Always stop and wind it back in if it starts sticking. There we go. 2 bolts removed. Because I think this will look a lot nicer on the car than the other one. Okay, I've got some bits to remove and a bit to weld on, and then this will make a good little patch panel there. Okay, righto, back in a bit then. Cheers. Hello. Okay, I'm working at getting this patch panel in, and yeah, it's not going too bad. I've kind of trimmed things away here. I've had to cut this because it's very strong. This is, it's quite a thick gauge of metal. And it's not quite the right shape, so I put a slit there to give it a bit more flexibility. I'm checking the alignment from this hole out to my line. I've drawn a line inboard of that line by the width of the ruler that I used, and I'm checking the dimension from that hole out to the line, and then I'm checking that it's parallel on this edge to the line. So what I need to do now is weld a piece of metal along this edge like that so that it can be welded onto there. This here lines up okay. You can see that there's the 2 things, you know, the slot underneath and this one. I've trimmed this here, so I've got to cut this away, which it's a bit rusty, so yeah, I can cut that away and then try and mate this edge together, try and mate this together, worry about that after. But I've also got to try and put a piece along there, thicker metal. Then I can just put a capping piece from there down to there. Yeah, this doesn't, you can't really use this to set the fore and aft because it's, you know, so flexible, but you can use it to set the in and out. It's one of those things, isn't it? When you're trying to do a job, you want to do that bit of the job that you're interested in, but before you do it, you've got to do another piece. I've got to do this piece here, which yeah, okay, I'm not going to say I'm not interested in it, but you know, that's the piece I want to do, but I've got to do this first, mainly because I've got better access here without that. I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Cheers then, bye. Hello, I have just cut and kind of formed this metal to fit this shape, and I'm going to weld that in there now just to beef up that there, to replace that piece that's missing. It didn't come out quite as tidy as what I did on the other side, but I wasn't quite feeling the inspiration so much, but it'll be okay. That's 14 gauge, that metal there, so it's good thick metal. Hello. Well, that bit went okay. Some of this went okay. I kind of ended up having to fill a bit of a hole there. The metal was a bit thin, but it's, you know, it's okay. It's all well joined together now, and the strength is all channeled from here round to here, so that's not too bad. Okay, well, that's you know, the first part of sort of recovery of this area, isn't it? I might try and just get a bead down the end there. I need to just get in the end there where the grips are. Okay, let me do that then. Hello. Okay, I think that looks okay. That looks pretty good actually. Now it's I just took the, you know, the tops off the beads. It's pretty, got put a bit of strength back into that area there, so I'm quite happy with that. Righto, it's looking good, and it'll look even better when I've finished. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hello. I've welded that piece of metal onto there. I hope it kind of cleans up okay. I welded it from the back. I also put little tack welds on the D-nuts there. Those two weren't loose actually, those two, but that larger one there was loose. Yeah, okay. Not very happy with that. I didn't really want them big lumps on the surface, but hey ho, it's the way it is. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to do my best to grind that without grinding it away. Hello. I've ground it and kind of done it with a sanding disc as well. It's okay, yeah, so it's alright. And I took some dividers, I got the dimension off there. Where are they? I'll show you. These vintage, I mean, these are really old, don't know how old they're. I got the dimension off there from that edge of that raised bit down to the edge. Oops. I transferred it onto there like that, and then use this rule to scribe align the whole length of the piece. So I'm going to trim that off now with the snips, and I can offer it up and see how it looks. Okay, righto, back in a bit. Hello, I don't mind admitting I've had a little bit of a struggle with aligning that panel there, the one that's the opposite of that one. When I put it in place, it seemed to sit high relative to the other piece that was already there. Now that other piece that was already there was put in by somebody else, so you know, how much do you trust it? Not a criticism, it's just, it's not factory, is it? It's not factory. So I thought, well, the best thing to do is to put the front body panels on and then use them to set my height. Can you see that one shiny bolt in there that I'm kind of pointing at? It was the height there that was the problem. You know, should it be up here? Should it be down there? Should it be up here? Should it be down there? So that's what I've done. I've put the front wing on. It fits up here. It fits there. I put the front panel on so that the fit of the wing to the panel is correct. You know, in other words, the wing ain't out here or down there, you know, the wing's in the right place. And I've bolted through the wing onto this piece, which is the piece I'm trying to position. And I've also bolted through there, which goes through the old piece and the new piece, because I haven't yet trimmed this bit. But basically that there is as close to my datum as I can get yet, and the height is about right, and I know it fits the wing. In other words, so if I weld this in here, I know that the wing will fit. That's the only important piece of criteria, isn't it? That the wing fits. I am aware that there should be a thin layer of some sort of material between the wing and the inner fender, but you know, that's how it is right now at the moment. I don't think it's critical to within, you know, a 1/16 of an inch, which is like the thickness of the material. But that there is as good as I can get. Unfortunately, before I can weld it on, I bought some weld through primer, so what I think I'll do is I'll take it all off again, which I can do by, this will come off and leave the wing in place. So I'll take this piece off and spray this piece, spray the back of this piece and put it back on again. It's nice to see the body panels back in place, just giving us an idea. Oh, the door's not shut. Let me go and shut the door. See, that don't fit well. It's all mangled anyway. It's a bit tight in actually, but the height is right. That's the important thing, isn't it? It's the height. I don't know if we'll see. Yeah, up where I'm touching here, this piece is about 1/4 of an inch higher than this piece, and that was what I couldn't understand. That older piece is about 1/4 inch lower than the piece I'm putting in. So, armed with that information, that goes 1/4 inch higher than if I lined it up with that other piece, this all starts to look a bit better now. It's all looking much better in this area here. It's a big job, isn't it? Anyway, what else are you going to do on a Sunday afternoon? Okay. Thanks a lot then. I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Back in a bit. Bye. Hello. It's just a few minutes later and I have put a little bit of, it just says etch primer on the can. It doesn't say weld through, but it was sold as weld through, so we'll find out in a minute, won't we? It's all aligned up okay. I believe it's okay. What I've done is I've scribed down here and I've put a scribe across there as well. So I've got an alignment mark there. So I can take, and can you see the other line, the shiny line down the side of the thing? So if it comes off, rather, if I have to take it off to sort this end out, I can at least realign it to those marks. I'm sort of happy with those. Other than the fact that I've got to do this here, I'm ready to weld that in. So logically, I need to sort this bit out in there, and then, or at least come up with a plan that I can sort it out and I can get that welded in. Got to weld something in today. Hello. Right, okay, I think that might be the end of the session today. I've ground all those, oh, I can't remember if I showed them. Yeah, I plug welded all those there, got it in the right position, and you can see that it is higher than this other piece. That was what was throwing me when I was offering it in. I felt like it needed to be higher, but I had to check by trial fitting the front wing. I've come to a, well, yeah, I've fitted this piece to this piece and that piece, and you know, it's okay. It's pretty sturdy actually, pretty sturdy. It's a little bit flexible that way, so I want to I'll get a dimension, like from that hole there, for instance, from the edge of that hole to the edge of that hole on this side and that side, and just set them the same. You know, I might need to just pull it like that or push it like that, one way or the other. This piece will be trimmed off a bit and then knocked down until it touches and then welded on, and it'll probably be split along there like that, this piece bent up and welded, you know, all welded together there. You know, I might as well keep this. It'll last 100 years, you know what I mean? It's like, it's really thick. This piece doesn't do anything other than act as a sort of splash guard and just channels this into here. Okay, righto. That's it for now. That's it for today actually, probably. Unless I come out and do a bit of tidying up. But that piece is in. I wasn't very happy with this primer. It said, well, I bought it as weld through primer. It doesn't mention that anywhere on the can. It just says zinc etch primer. So, and I used my end mill to kind of clean the lower surface before I plug welded, except on that top one, and it just didn't take. It didn't strike an arc through the paint, so it's not weld through primer. Unless I'm misunderstanding what weld through primer is. But I would have thought if it was weld through, you should be able to strike an arc through it. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't know. Okay, I'll find out. Did some plug welds there, joining this piece to this piece, and I had to fill up where I put a couple of cuts there. I had to fill those. Missed a little bit there, but I'm not going to worry about it. Just found a little hole there as well. Never mind, it's not big enough to be a problem. Okay, yeah, looking good. And you know, when this is all finished with a coat of red on it, it'll look good, won't it? It'll look nice. Look nice like that one. Okay. I think my work will be, you know, I'll have a bit of work on to get this filled in now, but I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, I need to decide exactly. Yeah, I'll just have to cut a little piece, won't I, and let it in here. Just need, you know, a bit of 1mm thick stuff. Okay, yeah, looking good. Righto, take care then, and I'll catch you on the next one. This is the piece that I cut out. This is the piece that I cut out, and I've got to cut the piece from a donor panel to go in there. This piece needs finishing off, and I need to bring this piece up to meet that piece. So I think I'm just going to cut that like that, nice and simple. Maybe cut this a bit further. Press that down to meet there and weld it. Press this down to meet there and weld it, and then fill in the gap. Get that bit done. I came with a tape measure last night, and I measured from this seam to the edge of that hole, not that hole, to the edge of that hole, and it's exactly the same as the other side. I think it was 24 inches, bang on. So, you know, this positioning this way is, you know, is okay. Righto, I'll crack on with this because it's a simple job. It'd be just good to get it just blasted out the way. Okay, back in a bit then. Hello, it's not very much later, and I, relief cut, cut and butt, fill weld there with with the copper behind. It's yeah, it's a nice strong repair, to be honest. This is very thick. I scraped this yesterday and it kind of came up sort of okay, just with a sharp blade. So this is looking good, nice and strong. A little hole there, but hey, what are you going to do about it? So I'm going to grind these, get them looking nice, and then I need to just cut a little piece to go in here, around here and out to here. Righto, I'll do a bit of grinding then and I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Hello, yeah, here we go. Bit of grinding, grindy. That was quite easy to grind. I didn't take too much off there because it was a little bit harder to get the grinder in there, and it's completely invisible when it's built up. No, this is invisible as well. To be honest, I shouldn't have took quite so much off there because I think I've took a little bit more than I should, but hey, I mean this is like 16 gauge, so it's still pretty thick. Yeah, that's okay. So I just need to get a little, I've ground this a bit to give it shiny metal. So I want to just cut a little piece of metal now and put that in there. And then just finish this. Again, not sure what I'm going to do there. These aren't rust holes as such. These are sort of blowholes in the weld. So I might just weld these up. I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Hello, I'm part way through putting this little capping piece on. This is all welded and ground. I tried some of that etch primer, but it's absolutely useless. It comes out like, I don't know, like a fire hose. And it just doesn't like being welded to, so how they advertised it as weld through primer, I don't know. So I have bent this end down. It kind of touches all the way along there, so I'm going to try and weld along there. But what I might do is go and get the wire brush, and I might grind this weld here because this is a lump. So if I can get rid of that, I'm back down to bare original metal there. Oh, I don't know actually. Yeah, I'll grind this a bit. I think I'll grind these down and clean it with a wire wheel to give me the best chance of getting a decent weld on it. Okay, I'll bring you back when I can show you the finished item. Hello, there's my suspension mount area, strut top area, whatever they call it. This is solid as a rock. Little hole there, not structural really. Some little holes there. I welded up some little holes there, welded up a couple there. It's looking pretty good, to be honest. I'll just wire wheel that and I'll put a coat of red on it. I might weld something here, but I'd call that a bit of a minor repair, to be honest, and I've got a major repair to do here. So I'd rather do this and then revisit this, but I'll put some paint on it, leaving a gap just around that edge. But all this can be painted now, all down there. I don't like this grey, don't like it at all. It's zinc primer, but it ain't weld through. This, I kind of ground this bead here, but it doesn't make it look any better. I should have just left it. But anyway, you can only see from that side, and you can only see up to a certain point. So this is pretty good, to be honest, pretty strong. This came out okay, just reusing what was already there. Saves my meagre resources of metal. Okay, I'm going to go and have some lunch, and when I come back I might start looking at this. Okay, I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Cheers then, bye.